Welcome to SuicideFantasyFootball.com from the War Room, talking to you about quarterbacks that are bust this year. So I've got two people that I think are going to let's just say, shit the bed.
Shit the bed.
Shit the bed, and I'm going first with a guy who you would never think would be in anyone's bust category. I think Peyton Manning is not going to stay healthy. A neck injury for a quarterback is a problem. The first time a 300-pound defensive end comes and cracks him, he's going to be out for at least 6 games. So I'm calling, just because of where you're going to have to pick him, Peyton Manning my first bust. Second bust, I'm going Josh Freeman. I do not like what Tampa Bay did in the offseason at all. You're laughing at my Josh Freeman
I hate
bust.
your guts right this second. Right
Okay,
now.
why? Because he's probably your sleeper?
No, not at all.
Okay, well, I'm saying Josh Freeman has no targets. His receivers are Ben and Mike Williams, two guys who shouldn't be a number 1 and number 2 receiver on any team. Kellen Winslow is the only guy on the Bucs that I'm thinking about drafting. LeGarrette Blount is going to be a bust, and so is Josh Freeman. Who do you think, Jim? Except that I'm wrong.
No, actually, I think you're exactly 100% right.
What?
My two busts are Peyton Manning and Josh Freeman.
Shut up!
We don't really talk about this stuff before we film, so I am in 100% agreement, which probably means I'm wrong, because you're always wrong.
I am usually
So if we
wrong.
agree, that means I'm in trouble, and Peyton Manning's probably due for a bust-out year, and Freeman's going to be the breakout, but I don't think I agree in the same way. I think Manning, I don't even know that Manning plays. He's still talking about he might not be able to play this year. So, I wouldn't draft him. Maybe if he goes undrafted through the first 7 or 8 rounds, maybe you pick him as a risk pick. But where you're going to have to pick him, depending on when you draft. If you draft after the 3rd week of preseason and he still hasn't played, there's going to be a lot of people that wouldn't pick him. So maybe you take a risk for him. And I think Freeman, was a flash in the pan. I think he's just put up some numbers last year. I don't think the Buccaneers even have a winning record this year. They're playing in a tough division. They won some games last year that they shouldn't have won. They snuck up on people. And I think, the whole NFL has a book on the kid now. They have film. They're looking at stuff. He's not fooling anybody this year.
Jack Steele, keepingitcorporate.com. Who do you have for your bust this year in fantasy football?
Well, I got to keep the trend going and say Peyton Manning. Neck injury is pretty serious. He's going to be missing all 4 games of preseason as of right now. My second bust is Joe Flacco. They got rid of Derek Mason. They don't have Todd Heap anymore. They don't really have much of a offensive core with the wide receivers, so I think Joe Flacco is going to hurt a little bit this year.
I agree. They got a little bit younger
He's
and
not
faster.
Wacko for Flacco?
Dude,
Nope.
no Wacko for Flacco
That was awesome.
That was the worst
Come
reference
on.
ever.
Come on.
Wacko for Flacco is just stupid.
Audubon, New Jersey, baby.
He is from the Colonial Conference where
That's
we went
right.
to school,
That's
but
right.
I'm still agreeing with Jack Steele. I think it's very likely that Flacco is going to put up similar numbers to what he put up last year, and he's going to get picked way higher than he deserves to be picked. So that's what we think. Tell us what you think. Jim at SuicideFantasySports.com, Eric at SuicideFantasySports.com, and check out Jack Steele, keepingitcorporate.com. Always an interesting view on topics going on in sports. Check us out on Blog Talk Radio, Wednesday nights, 7:30 to 8:30, and check us out on Twitter, sff.com.